Hello. Welcome back to kpoptarotvibes channel. Today is a special reading for RM. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, RM. So I had asked all of my users, or I should say my followers, not users. I asked all my followers to please send me all of your RM birthday questions, please, and so I could put them in the video. I do have a disclaimer or warning of some questions I couldn't quite put in here, or it would run me too long, or I couldn't really reword them to really get like a clear answer. And there's other questions where it was basically the repeat of the same question somebody previously asked, so I had to condense everything down a bit. So that's a warning. So if some of your questions didn't show up, that's why. Okay, all right. Not trying to like exclude anybody, but some things I had to rearrange a little bit. Also, please guys, follow me. Please come to my lives Saturday. I might not do every Saturday, but at least Saturday, check me out. I probably go on live doing live readings. And yeah, just subscribe to the channel. I got more stuff in store. And yeah, let's get into the reading. Okay, so the first question was, what inspires RM to write music? So these are the cards I have. I might have to do a clarifier at the end. But pretty much these were the cards I have. I have the Queen of Swords, which I feel like represents Namjoon, and him being analytical and analyzing things, which could be analyzing his music, his lyrics, everything down to the T. And then Six of Pentacles for me represented just the energy he gets from people and the exchange, how he gives energy, people give energy to him back, like that whole circle of the give and take between him and his fans. I think that inspires him. I think that his job had inspired him also to work and put out music. And then for the Three of Swords, I just feel like that was no longer, I feel like at first in the past that was an inspiration that kept him writing music. But now I think he feels like that no longer motivates him or inspires him to write music anymore. And I think that's what this Three of Swords represent. And then also with the Ace of Wands, I feel like he's trying to find his new motivation. Like he's trying to find something that he can be passionate about again, so it can inspire him to make more music. And also I think heartbreak and sadness also inspires him to make more music. That's what I'm getting from this Ace of Wands. That also inspires him to make music also. So that is the answer to that first question. Okay, so for my next question was, does RM feels that BTS is getting used? From these cards, I feel like this could be a maybe, like a yes and a no. For this Page of Pentacles and the Thinking Woman, I feel as though because the Page of Pentacles is more like, you know, representing a project, an opportunity. And I do think that he does put thought into if the group is going to go forward with that, right? But let's see, by the Five of Wands, which could be fighting in the back, a challenge, going back and forth, and Journey is a traveling card. So I feel as though sometimes he does take into consideration some things, and other things he does try to fight against. And then sometimes I have this feeling like sometimes he gets tired of fighting and he just lets things be the way they are sometimes, you know. And I do think that he does try to stand up and say some things like, okay, like this could be ridiculous, guys, or try to compromise, because see, it looks as though the emperor, which is representing the company, the boss, the institution, and carrying connections. So to him, he could be feeling like he could be too trusting of this company and feeling like, oh yeah, there are some people in higher places that have my back, you know, and that do care about us and our direction though. But you know, for us, for the outside looking in, we feel like this whole thing is a hot ass mess. Okay, we're just gonna say that it's a hot ass mess, right? From us looking in, we feel like they're getting used, but it seems like from the inside looking out, he doesn't feel like BTS is getting used. He feels like BTS is working. This is their job. Four of Wands. Performing, having a good time in the community. He feels like they are working. They are still providing content for their fans, for their community that they built, their fandom that they built. And Ten of Wands and indecision, I do feel as though they do sometimes come to sort of like an indecision of what do they want to do next? Where do they want to go next? How is this going to turn out? How is this panning out in the long run? And it's like such indecision for everybody. Honestly, I just feel like the reason why I said yes or no, I feel like yes, because sometimes they really don't know which direction to do or where to go or whatever. So sometimes they do feel like they get themselves in situations where they could be used or they can be used. And then other times they feel like, no, not really. We're doing work. We're putting our content out there. We're moving like we're supposed to be moving. And I just feel like Namjoon just feels like, hey, as long as we're working, we're good. As long as we keep working, we keep putting ourselves out there, people still want us, the demand is still there, we're good, you know, without really thinking about the long-term ramifications of everything. So that's what he feels, that's what he thinks. So, all right, so this question is more of like a continuation to my last question. So this question is, has he said no to any projects or opportunities before? And judging from these cards, yes, he has said no. It almost looks as if they kept coming back to him and he kept on being stern about his no. But yes, there has been a time where he's had to say, no, here you go, Queen of Wands, thinking things over, thinking woman, he's thinking things over. Walking away, we have walking away the world, so that's an opportunity, representing an opportunity or a project that he's walked away from. And then yeah, Four of Cups, them bringing this opportunity to him, he's looking the other way. Maybe kind of had to get a little bit stern or hostile about it. And I have the heart chakra, the Six of Pentacles, and yeah, so I feel like from those two cards, he basically had to kind of like iterate like, okay, we're not young anymore, like we're not young boys anymore, so we don't need to be getting these opportunities, or we're not signing up for these opportunities, like we're getting older. We don't have, you know, either the stamina or the energy like they used to, or they're just getting tired of it, you know? So yes, I do believe that he has said no to a few opportunities before and had to be very stern about it. So, yeah, I mean, we got the same cards in the reading before with the whole Five of Wands representing the fight and the challenges behind the scenes. So yeah, I really feel like he had to be stern and explain himself to why they're not taking certain opportunities or doing certain things. So yes, he had to, or he has. I have cards everywhere. All right, so I was trying to get as much details as I could. So this question is going to be, who does Namjoon fight the most in BTS? So this is my card representing the person, Knight of Wands. The only fire sign I know in this group is Jin, so he fights the most with Jin. Hold on. I want to put this card to the side because I got too much stuff out. All right, so I want to say for this, I'll just read my first cards. From Five of Pentacles, this could be Jin feeling left out in the cold or feeling left out, a part of the family unit. He's feeling left out or cold, or he feels like the family isn't what it used to be. The family unit isn't what it used to be. I think he feels like now the family is concentrating too much on money and achievements and not on enough of like love. I think he doesn't feel the love from the family anymore. He feels like their family unit has kind of gone cold, or maybe they love each other and kind of left him out in the cold. But I'm getting more of the feeling of the family unit. He's trying to fight with Namjoon about it being more family, more love, and not so much material stuff, not so much of we got to get this, we got to achieve that, we got to do that, and just completely forget the love and the bonds and the compassion within the family group. Five of Cups represent to me like fights that they regret with each other, or feeling like in despair after the fights. Also, the Star card kind of represents Jin feeling as though you're just focused on, and you're too busy on trying to be a star, that you're not really focused on the family unit anymore. That's how Jin feels. I'm just stating how Jin feels and why he fights with RM on certain things because of that. Jin is trying to be like the healer, or he wants this group or this family unit to be healing. The world represents like I said, he feels like the family is like focused too much on worldly things, possessions, being top number one in the world, you know, and not focused enough on love. Not focused enough on love. And again, he's fighting that. He's challenging them on that perspective. And he's saying like, okay, guys, like, we need to get back to us and, you know, reuniting and making sure that we feel love, and that there's still love between us, that there's still good relationships between us, and not so much focused on getting all these achievements, getting the money, getting richer, you know, being number one in the world, being popular, you know. And I think that's what him and RM bump heads on, because according to the other cards, I'm gathering that RM feels as though he shows love through keeping them working, keeping them at work, keeping them relevant, keeping them out there. You know, I think that's how he feels like he's showing his love. But Jin is like, no, like, that's not how I want you to love me. I want you to care for me on a personal level and not just on a business level to show me your love. And I think that's what they bump heads about a lot and fight about a lot, and things like that. And two, I'm getting like maybe he doesn't take Jin's opinions or advice into consideration about certain things, and I think Jin confronts him about that also. So yeah, so I think that's why these two get into it a lot behind the scenes, because of that. Like, you know, Jin's trying to say, okay, all right, yeah, all this stuff is good, but we need to maintain our brotherhood, you know, and we're not going to maintain the brotherhood through all this material stuff. And I don't think RM is like really trying to listen to him. So I think that's why they get into it a lot. So, okay. So this question is, what member makes RM anxious? Sorry. So I have King of Cups, which represents Yoongi. Or I was told by my spirit guide this represent Yoongi, because there's two water signs. There's J-Hope and then there's Yoongi. So I was trying to get clarification on which one of the two. So this was Yoongi. But he gets anxious about him in a good way. He's anxious about his work. He's anxious about like his music, like his ideas, like what is he gonna come up with next because of the Page of Wands, you know? Like, you know, he's very skillful and everything and very passionate with the Knight of Wands, but he keeps all of his ideas and his work to himself. He doesn't really share it with the members, so it makes him very anxious to see like what is he going to create, what's the new thing he's going to come up with, things like that, like, so that like it's in a good way. He makes him very anxious and very excited, like in a very good way, like he's always looking forward to his work. So that's a nice positive reading. All right, so a more fun question. I actually have two fun questions before I get into more serious questions. So this first fun question is going to be, how does he feel about opening up Twitter and being called daddy by the fans? So with the Two of Pentacles, it's like, I really feel like Two of Pentacles is like, I don't really care. But then we have the Lover, so it's like, I think he really likes this, like he loves it, he's eating it up. But now he has some like internal conflict about it, because I think he loves it and then he doesn't love it. I think he has some sort of internal conflict about it. But then we have the Devil, so sometimes the Devil kind of represents like, he might actually like it. Wait, hold on. Let me pull one more card. It's a love-hate thing with him. I can't. He loves it, but then he hates it. Oh my God. He's confused. I don't know. Maybe he don't know what we mean by daddy. Maybe that's why we have the confusion. Hold on. Because at first I think he was feeling it, and now like he not sure if he feeling it or not. Let's see. Yeah, I think he gonna go the route where he's not gonna like it anymore. So he might make y'all stop calling him daddy in the future. I'm just saying, just look out. I don't think he liking it anymore. I got this hostile card, I got the Devil card, I got Storm Warning. Yeah, he might tell y'all to relax on the daddy. He might not like that, so Lord. Okay, so this is my next question was, does his clumsiness bother him? Does RM's clumsiness bother him? So I'm going to say yes. We got a lot of yes cards. Also, I'm going to say it seems as though his company has found a way to turn it into something like a skill or something that could be like his selling point, or something that could be turned into something that's, you know, like adoring and adorable to the fans, right? And it seems as though it is kind of burdensome to him. You know, maybe that's a trait of his that he doesn't like too much, but basically the company kind of helped him turn that trait that he doesn't like about himself into something that is, you know, adored by fans with the Four of Wands. It's something that's adored by fans, that trait in him. So yeah, I think at first he didn't really like it, and then the company kind of helped him turn it into something that was likable. So that's what I think about it, and I think that he's grown to like that part about himself also. All right, okay. Okay, so this question is, how does Namjoon feel about their whole American venture, the whole venture out into the American music industry? So I want to say at first, right, I felt like he felt kind of confined, like in a box with Korea, right? He felt kind of confined to Korea, and he wanted to venture out, right? And he had the confidence to venture out. So we have this Knight of Pentacles. So, you know, he takes his skills, his experience. He takes his skills, his experience, and he seeks the truth. So with Seek the Truth, he seeks to know if everything that everyone around him has been saying, you know, the bad things about breaking it into America, or, oh, you can never do it because, you know, Koreans never done it before, and you know, you heard him say before, oh, people laughed at him like he can't fill the seats and things like that. So he was really seeking to see if those things were true. Like if BTS can do everything that everybody said that they couldn't do, right? So this was that sparked them to go in that direction, right? So you have the Knight of Swords, they're running in that direction, they're taking their creativity with them. And then I think he starts finding out the truth, which was there was a lot of opportunity in America. You know, opportunity beckons, the Ten of Swords. Even though there was a lot of opportunity in America, there were also a lot of obstacles. There was a lot of things that they were not even expecting to run into, such as, you know, the whole radio play thing, them asking them to sing songs in English. You know, I'm pretty sure they got pressured to try to abandon some of their Korean roots and be more American and appeal more to Americans and learn more English and you know, do interviews this way. And I'm sure there was a lot of complications behind the scenes on how they should maneuver and do certain things, right? Then the Ace of Pentacles is, again, opportunities, but the clarity of belief. I think that he had a lot of pre-assumptions about, or like assumptions on how he thought the whole American thing was gonna go, right? He probably thought, oh, you know, the fans are gonna carry us, you know, just because the fans are carrying us, it does not mean people in the industry was gonna be nice to them, you know, wasn't gonna welcome them with open arms. It did not mean that. And I think that's what his clarity of belief was, like, okay, we're here, our fans got us here, but it does not mean that we're necessarily welcome in the American industry. Then I felt like because of, even though they had the opportunities, but they weren't really that welcome, and I think this kind of came about with the whole Grammy thing, right? Two of Swords is like a big standstill, don't know where to go. So I think he don't know where to move or how to maneuver in this whole American venture thing. And then I think he had to confront a lot of the dark sides to doing this, you know, a lot of the dark sides of having to change who they were to appeal, to get this, to get that, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things that they had to really confront while doing this, you know, and he had to confront, you know, losing himself a little bit in this whole thing. And so, yeah, I really just feel like this is kind of like future tense of everything is kind of like to a standstill right now, because he has had an epiphany that, okay, you know what, maybe America is not ready to accept us. You know, maybe that music industry is not ready to accept us. Maybe our peers in that industry is not ready to accept us. So kind of, where do we go from here? Do we keep, you know, running this thing just for the fans alone, or do we still try to prove our validity in the American music industry, or do we just keep just going our way? Like, you know, everything is kind of like a standstill, not knowing where to go or what to do. Plus, you know, with the whole looming thing of the military. But yeah, I really feel as though at first he was excited to do it, and then as they're doing it and they're getting into it, I really feel like he's seen a lot of truths. He's seen a lot of the shady side of the industry, a lot of the good side of the industry, and the racism in the industry. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've seen all the good and the bad of this whole thing. So now I think he's just taking that in right now, and he's just like observing it and looking over it like, okay. But yeah, that's how he pretty much felt about the whole American venture thing. Okay, so my next question is, does Namjoon still want to work towards a Grammy? So we have the Ace of Swords, which is a contemplation card, or like a new thought. Then we have, you know, what represents the guys as his family. And then we have the Heartbreak card, Three of Swords, which I feel as though at first, you know, he was going for it and he wanted it, but then it didn't pan out the way he wanted it to, right? But for some reason, the heartbreak gave him, you know, motivation, new hope, Knight of Wands, and then Seven of Swords, which I think he does want to, but he's like keeping it secret. Like, he hasn't told the other guys, like he still wants to work towards a Grammy, or he still wants it. I think he's just keeping it to himself. I don't think that he has communicated to anybody else that he secretly still wants to go for the Grammy. Let me see. I was trying to pull some more cards to see. Yeah, I think that even though he secretly still wants to go for it, I don't think that he feels like everybody else has this same sentiment as he does. I don't think everybody, and I think he knows that. I think he knows like not everybody is for this anymore. Yeah, so he kind of feels left out in the cold, like he's the only person that still wants it. He wants this Grammy as like another achievement. See, this is him, Queen of Swords, analyzing it, but he's still gonna keep moving forward. Yeah, he's gonna just keep moving forward with his work. Yeah, I think he still wants it. I think he's still gonna try to think of like little sly ways to try to maybe get into a Grammy or something of that sort, but he secretly still wants it. Yeah, he secretly still wants it. He's holding that hope to himself, though. He's not going to burden the other members with it. Child, I don't know why he secretly still wants that racist Grammy, but hey, that's all him. Because they don't see it as racist, only we do. Okay, so this question is going to be, what is Namjoon's views on women in general? Now remember, you ask this question, that means you are ready to face if some of his views are negative or if some of his views are positive. Okay, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm going to tell you exactly what the cards say. All right? Okay. So, King of Pentacles, I think, represents him. And he has a bit of anxiety with women. He has a big, and I think the anxiety comes from, you know, making sure like he looks cool in front of them, or making sure, you know, he's doing the right thing and he's not offending anybody. I think that's where that anxiety comes from, because we have the Knight of Cups. He feels like women are very loving, their nature is very caring, they're giving, you know, like their nature is love. As you can see, the King of Cups, like offering love. He feels like women always offer love and feelings. With financial constraints, I picked up on, like, he feels like women can drive you to go broke because you're always spending on them. Like, that's what men think too. Generally, some men think that, but I mean, it's not a lie though. I mean, like, when you think about it, with especially in the dating and the courting, men spend considerably a lot of money on women, and we don't spend a dime on nothing. So I'm just putting that out there. That's how he feels. He feels that women are generous. You know, they're generous, but at the same time, they can be heartbreakers. Also, he feels that sometimes women can be not interested in him, or don't feel that he's attractive, or doesn't really care for his kindness or whatever he has to offer. He also thinks that women are very, very strong. The Angel of Strength, he thinks women are very strong. With this King of Wands, I feel like that's the same thing as the Strength because of the Lion. So I think it's representing the Strength card. He thinks women are very, very solid and strong. And also he thinks that women could be a place of rest and rejuvenation to men, you know. But yeah, he feels like women in general could be very, very strong, very generous. At the same time, could break your heart. At the same time, can kind of like break your heart with their nonchalantness. But yeah, and women kind of gives him a little bit of anxiety because, you know, he's scared, like, not to disrespect or offend women. So that's his general views on women. Okay, so this is my next question, the continuation with the whole woman thing. My next question is, does he understand misogyny? Now, from this point, I feel like in the past, no, he did not understand it. I do feel as though somebody called his attention to it, because we have the Queen of Swords analyzing everything, to the Emperor, which is like, I'm taking it as more of an analytical point. I feel like a project had forced him to really look at women in a different light. And then we come over to Moon and Deception. So this one makes me say, I don't think that he had a full understanding in the beginning. And then we have the Death and Rebirth. So I think that even though he didn't have a full understanding, I really do think like he went off and tried to get a understanding of it. And I believe he did get an understanding of it, because the Death and Rebirth, like a death of an old idea or old way of looking at women into something new. And then the Ace of Swords is a new thought, like a new thought form coming through. So I really do feel as though at first he didn't understand it, and he's transforming, coming into really understanding it. As you know, with Koreans in general, you know, they haven't progressed like we have. This is for all my people who live in America. for the Americans, let me break it down for you. They have not had something like we have already had, which was a woman's right revolution. Okay, they haven't had that movement yet. They haven't had a woman's right movement. They're just now getting into the women's rights movement. They're just starting to put, you know, down the steps to leading up into that. You know, women are just starting to stand up and fight for themselves over there. And as you can see how dangerous it is for women to step up over there and do that, because, you know, feminists and femininity over there, if they look at feminists as the enemy, and you can be killed or harmed because of that over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy for women to stand up and fight for their equality over there because of the beliefs that men hold. You know, because of that misogyny that men still want to grasp and hold on to. Okay? And that was something that RM had, and that he is slowly trying to really realize and break away from. Because, you know, men grow up and they're taught that. So, yeah, it was a slow process for him. Yeah, he used to think it, but then he took it upon himself to learn and grow out of that, or get a new idea behind it. So, does he understand it at first? No, but now, yes, he's starting to understand. But yeah, I just wanted to break that down for y'all, because I always get a lot of questions pertaining, you know, do they understand femininity and this, that, and how to treat women? And I'm like, they're a little bit behind. So the freedoms that we enjoy as women here, they do not, and the protections that we enjoy here, even though we don't feel like we're protected right now, but we really are more than other countries. Those little things that we enjoy, that we take for granted, they don't have that over there. So just putting that out there, just getting that straight. So I don't mean to be preachy and make this long, but all right, so the next question, and this is going to be my last question. Does or will Namjoon call out any member if he sees that something is not right? Will you call out any member if he sees something's not right? I hate to say it, but no, he's not. He is going to internalize it. It may break his heart. He may think, wow, you know, that person should have done better than that. Yeah, he'll keep it to himself. He will keep it to himself. He'll keep going on. He might actually walk away from that person and not be bothered with that person anymore, or not be bothered with that member anymore. He might just walk away from him like, okay, dude, you tripping. I do feel like there will be some internalizing, like he would be introspective about that person. He'd be very introspective about it and just think it over, like, dang, is this really right, wrong, like what's going on? And the star card and that crown chakra, yeah, I think that he would be just getting like intuitive hits, or wisdom, I should say, thinking about that whole situation. But he won't call him out or anything. He'll just be intuitive about it, like, wow, that's messed up, and he might just move away from that person or create some distance or something, and not really say anything or hold that person accountable. And I'm gathering this because I don't see any messengers like the Knight of Wands, the Knight cards, like any cards like that, like no wands, no kings, no queens, nobody to bring messages. I don't even see a throat chakra. I don't see anything like that. I just see everything just being in his head and people looking away, like not saying anything. So that's how I came to the conclusion that, like, he's not going to say nothing. And then too, I feel like it depends on the situation. I feel as though if this situation requires for his money to be disturbed, he's not going to say anything. So he's going to try to just turn a blind eye to it, basically, and keep it moving. So that is it for my RM's birthday reading. Please, guys, like, subscribe. Please comment down below. I love reading your comments. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to all my people who leave me those long, passionate paragraph comments. I know that it took you a minute to do all that, so I appreciate it. Thank you for it. And yeah, that is it. Happy birthday, RM, and I hope that everybody had enjoyed this reading. Thank you, everyone. Please, everybody, stay safe, and I will see everyone in the next reading. Bye.